So I've made 4 Black Myth WuKong builds in total, including this one, King. And after getting this staff for it, I realized that no other staff is worthy. I see no other weapon competing with this beast. With the ability to get up to 80% crit hit chance or more, what else is even worth using, honestly? What's going on, y'all? It's Be Righteous from Identity, and welcome to my channel. If you're feeling my style, then consider subscribing. The purpose of this build is to amass the most amount of crit hit chance possible. With a ratio of 80% crit hit chance and 200% crit hit damage, you could never go wrong. So everything in this build, from the foundation all the way to the vessel, is tailor-made for this exact build style. Let's begin with the weapon. It's called the Spine Shooting Fuban Staff, and its unique effect recovers health based on the amount of focus points when successfully landing a heavy charged attack. This will also shoot spines at nearby enemies, and while the unique effect is great, I really wanted it to be for the base damage and its whopping 25% crit hit chance baked into it. Like I said, I see no other reason to use any other staff. Because of this, the devs should update the game and give us the ability to upgrade our staffs like we can our armor. This will definitely promote build diversity. Anyways, the Weaver's Needle is the only vessel that grants crit hit chance and damage simply for having it equipped. This vessel is pretty much goated. Plus, it doesn't hurt that the active ability is amazing too. Every time it tracks and hits the enemy, depending on the base crit you have in your build, will make the needle crit the enemy as well. So it's a win-win situation. For my spirit, this time it's different. Up until now, I've been using the Mad Tiger spirit the whole time, and I couldn't let it go. I mean, come on now, the spirit is amazing. But for the sake of this build, I had to switch to the Father of Stones. The passive grants more crit hit chance and damage. Also, its brute force active hits hard and has a shorter cooldown than the Mad Tiger. Now, look at my gear. I'm using the Monkey King set, but only the 3-piece, which grants 8% crit hit chance after casting a spell. The head, chest, and legs are what's equipped, not the arms, because once again, I'm rocking with the 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐻 arm guards. I could use the Monkey King arms, which will give me 4% more crit hit chance, but if I don't use the 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐻, I'll be missing out on 18% crit hit chance after consuming 3 focus points. So let's be clear, my base crit hit chance is at 41% without any buffs. We'll come back to that in a second. And the Curios help a ton with that, since after NG Plus, you can get another cat beads and double the crit hit chance gain, triple it even. But I wanted the Beast Buddha for some balance with the crit hit damage it grants. And finally, for my Gourd, it's the only mythical in the game, if I'm not mistaken. It's called the Supreme Gourd and gives an astonishing 10 sips. The drink is called Dragon Balm, recovering 30% max health and increasing the damage of your next attack. For my soaks, I gotta stick with the turtle tier. Everyone loves getting mana back, as it's the only way to do that in the game, right? The other soaks are just to help with certain spells like Ring of Fire's duration. There's something also with the Cloud Step, and I'm not using that, but you can switch out your soaks depending on which spells you're using. But speaking of spells, I have a completely new combo. No Cloud Step, no Immobilize, nor Spellbinder. I'm rocking with the Ring of Fire and Rock Solid. For this build, I've decided that I'll be the aggressor, and if the enemy tries to come at me, then let him try. Because with the brawlic nature of this spell combo, it's highly unlikely they will succeed. Once cast in the Ring of Fire, you become almost invincible. The constant health and mana regeneration while within the ring will benefit you in so many ways. Firstly, it preserves a lot of your Gourd sips, increasing your survival during hard boss fights. Like when fighting the final boss, it helped a ton because he didn't expect me to have so many charged heavy attacks as a result of being in the ring, which made the fight much more manageable. Also, after using the Ring of Fire, he never stole my Gourd again. Another advantage of Ring of Fire is how you can charge up to 4 focus points, maximizing your damage output. I love doing this while on pillar stance.
So when springs existence, I
The spell is just great overall, and the benefit of using Rock Solid alongside it, you will not be knocked out of it if they try. Sometimes you will with their big heavy attacks, but you're a machine, and everything you do while within the ring, including Rock Solid, keeps your focus points maxed out almost all the time. Now let's backtrack a little so we can wrap this build up. I wanted to explain how to actually get to 80% crit hit chance because obviously it's not like that as a base value. Firstly, you want to always keep amplification pellets on you at all times. They're very cheap to craft and you can have over 50 on you at a time to use at a moment's notice. One other medicine is a pretty rare one. They're called Dragon Aura Amplification Pellets. This massively increases attack, crit hit chance, and crit hit damage for a long duration. Now, if you saw my previous video where I break down the exact values that slightly, considerably, all the way to massive grants you in crit bonuses, then you'll know that massively gives 20% crit hit chance. That's insane. But like I said, this medicine is rare and it's actually not even required to get up to 80% crit hit chance. We have to get into the foundation for that. And by the way, I'm not going to go through every skill here. I'm at the point now where I have enough points to max out all stances, and with that comes more crit. That's why this build is dubbed as no weaknesses. So I switched to whatever stance fits the combat scenario. And here's where you can get 15% more crit hit chance. If you look here on the thrust stance, there's a skill called Force Cascade. Each successful attack with Whirling Thrust slightly increases crit hit chance for a short time. This effect can stack up to 15 times. Now, slightly, if you didn't know, can give you crit hit chance values between 1 to 3%. So it's possible that this can be more than 15%, which is crazy. So here's how to build the crit. The first thing you want to do is use your amplification pellets, then cast Ring of Fire to exponentially build up focus. Use a charged heavy to get that massive 18% boost from Okri arm guards, and finally use Force Cascade and you'll see those numbers flying everywhere. Now of course you can do this how you want to, it doesn't have to be in this order, but I figured this was the best way for me. You can definitely use your own personal methods to build crit. I'm sure there's so many others. Overall, without the extra crit you can gain, this build hits insanely hard with what you already have. I just love the idea that I can pretty much double that and make this build even more deadly. Let me know what you think about this down below in the comment section. How have you made your crit builds and what in-game builds have you been playing with? I honestly don't know what build I'll make next because I don't foresee one stronger than this. I've been thinking about the Black Iron Staff. I like the idea that you can become a tank but still deal damage, but I don't know. What do you think? That's pretty much it for this one, and I think I covered it all. If you want to see any of my other builds I've made, then here they are. Click the link and it'll take you straight there. Finally, if this helped you out in any way, don't hesitate to like the video. Also subscribe for builds, guides, and discussions. I'll see you in the next one. Be right out.